Welcome. I am the teacher. I just want to make a very brief video um, tonight. Um, we're in the spring equinox. I'm really enjoying my fast. It's going great. I haven't had any issues. Um, haven't had any great hunger pains or anything like that. It's been very spiritual for me so far. Um, it, I just kind of want to talk briefly on the significance of the synchronization between woman and man, male, female, the zero and the one. See, none of us will be experiencing this life, is it wasn't for the union between the one and the zero, meaning male and female. Every one of us that are in existence has a mother and a father. All human beings have a mother and a father. This is the creation. You cannot deny that. But the problem with religion, the equality is not properly taught. It's we have to understand the significance of equality. And in order for equality to be properly served or to you to truly experience it, justice has to be in play. Even when the union of the man and woman is in process, you vibing each other, you you enjoying each other, you coming into understanding, the trust and stuff is all built and it's all there, but you have to know the just of it. You have to know yin and yang. You have to understand, nobody is so-called perfect. There's going to be some imperfections there. But love is unconditional. We have to truly understand that. I'm going to say it again. Love is unconditional. You cannot say the way you want to be treated. This is how I want to be treated. This is how I want my relationship to be. I understand that. But the love is unconditional. And if you want to build your relationship on love, you have to let the love grow. You have to let the love, sink in, become a sink, like coming together like this, and let it just continue to flow with you where you're locked in. Before you start emphasizing, what about this? And you start bringing the world into it. You have to be very, very careful. Well, look, I want to get into my career. And by you moving in a certain direction, how is this going to affect the love? If the love's stable enough or strong enough to take on change, to take on struggle. And that's what you have to understand. You have to allow things to develop. And so often we don't truly understand that because the different perspective of a woman and the perspective of a man, they two different perspectives. And if you don't understand that, you're going to be dealing with difficulty throughout. And it's just the nature of it. So it's a 76 trillion year problem. Sometimes I wrap my mind around that. We have been dealing with a wobble in the universe, but it's natural. It was needed for this process to flow, for we can come into the age of this understanding. See, we coming into an age of the Son of Man. We coming into the age of full understanding. We coming into the age of the understanding of the three patterns of life and the three keys, the 3, the 6, and the 9. This understanding is ready, available to us. Now we can communicate with one another not only on these devices, but the synchronization of the heart and the rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, 2, 9. Those are the three patterns of life. And you understand the three keys of life. And you got that harmony. You had that frequency flowing. You are unlimited to your connection. And once the frequency is in sync, a person who knows the truth cannot be deceived. I'm not dealing with alternative facts. I show you the mathematics. I'm not going to debate you if 6 times 3 equals 18. I know that it does. If you want to say, okay, it's an alternative fact, it's no, 3 times 6 actually equals 20. You go ahead and try to build your foundation on that. I'm not going to even entertain that. You know, your experience is your experience. That's your experience. My experience is my experience. That's my experience. The facts that I had to go to get to the truth, those are my facts. But that's not my truth. You got to understand, you don't own the truth. None of us owns the truth. The truth is, and it's never static, it's continuous. When you say you own something, then that's yours. It's just with you. Nah, you don't own truth. It's continuous. There's always a next number. Your journey is your journey. You might have to sit and reflect. Some people are not going to sit around and wait for you while you reflect, or while you need to maybe move at a slower pace than somebody else is moving. Nobody's waiting on you. The truth flows. It's a continuous process. You might be on 27 and everything's going good, and then you might sort of, hey, I need to rest. I'm not feeling up to speed. I may need to go and, just kind of sit here and make sure I got everything together. Somebody that went to 28, 29, and they're already going into the level of 30. That's life. It's a continuance. It's not a race. I'm not making it as a race, but you can't own your own experience. I mean, that's your experience, but you don't own truth. You can have all your experience, but don't tell me that you speak in your truth. You don't own that. The truth is something that is ours. So when it comes to love, and you say, I don't love everybody, okay, that's your lack of understanding. You see, the one is in all life. There is not a life that doesn't have the one. Everybody's heart has the one. There is not a heart that doesn't have the one. You cannot be here if the one wasn't in you. So you can have all your negative opinions about me. That's fine. But when I'm speaking, I'm only speaking to the one that's in you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Either you can take it or you can leave it alone. But it's true. Mathematics is going to give you freedom, justice, and equality. I don't have time to debate. There's no reason to debate. You can't debate the truth. It is. When I put the 3 patterns of life and I show you on the board, that's the pattern. If, I show you how to work the problem. You can see it for yourself. And after that, what else do you need me to show you? Just learn to recite it. When you have some time, close your eyes, follow the light. As you see images, try to figure out what you're seeing. You can say to yourself, I see a line. I see this shape. This shape reminds me of so forth. Communicate. You're going to go to a state of understanding. And you got to understand I can point out a lot of subliminal suggestions, how this world takes things and you don't realize what you're calling something and how it can be interpreted, how it throws you off rhythm, For instance, the United States of America, as an example. The United States. Okay, what is a state? The way we use the English language, one word can be used in different parables. And it is nothing wrong with that, but depending on your level of understanding, you can start seeing how things can always keep you attached to this world by the language that is used and what a state can actually mean. It's like a state of consciousness. See, right now, I live in a particular state. I'm living in a state that I wasn't physically or spiritually born in. I was born in another state. So if I want to go back to the state that I was in, like physically drive there, I leave this state and travel through different states to get to my home state. Now, that is the physical states that we see, as we call a land-based state, and they got certain boundaries. But there's also a state of consciousness that when you go through the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, like I say, the number 1 means to pronounce one. That's the state of consciousness. If I say the number 2 means us, that's the state of consciousness. If I say the number 3 is the beginning of a cycle, that's the state of consciousness. So it's 10 numbers, so you got 10 levels of consciousness. And when you travel and when you start doing the understanding and you coming into thinking and actually thinking and not trying to deal with things that's already been defined. Just like right now I'm sitting in a chair and my desk is in front of me and there's a door leading into my office, etc., etc. There's all sort of doors, there's all sort of openings from get to A to Z. The only reason why these things are present and all this stuff is past tense has already been thought of is just the past is all around me. But that's not the only past that's around me. These doors, this desk is doing nothing for me. It's just energy slowed down. But my ancestors are right here, right now. My ancestors are with me. I flow through them. I couldn't be here without them. The life that I'm from is always present. So wherever life is present, the one is present. Y'all can wait for the one if you want to. I don't have to wait on the one because the one is present. My God is not a mystery. He, she, he, they all one. It's a union. I'm a part of a family. The 1 and 0 is 10 base. You can't separate the one without the other. I'm here because of my mother and father. I can't separate who got me here. They both got me here. They both had a part. It was an equally part. My father was the voice of authority, but my mother also had a voice. I need both voices. I need both of them to heal and raise me. You understand? The equality, the union, the 10 base. When you look at the external world, when you look at the religions, where is the woman? Oh, she's the one that bit the apple. Oh, she's the one that talked the man in the bite of the apple. Oh, she's the one that the snake went to. Oh, she's the one who caused the sin, so when she has labor, she's in pain, etc., etc., etc. Oh, a woman can't be a minister. A woman can't be this. A woman can't be that. Everybody walking on the earth came out of a woman. When you were inside the womb, you got your nutrition from the woman. When you needed your nutrition when you come into the world, or when you were born, you on your mother's breast. Your mother feeds you. She is very, very, very significant. And in problem 13, she knows all about you. Everything is in the womb. How else could it get here if it wasn't in the womb? Surely the one gives the order, but what was he giving order to? It's in the womb. It's all there. The union of coming together. And in the beauty of them coming together, that's how we know that all mankind can come together. Because we all have a similar beginning. We all come into the world the same. Via man, via woman. The union. And we are the image of God. And when he blesses us to be unlimited like him, so we can have our creation and produce life into the world. We can alter and go beyond our instincts. We have a language. If I ask you to start counting, you hear me say this a lot. When you going to stop? So there's no reason to limit yourself. But we can all be well. We can all do well. There is no reason for the brothers and the sisters who live in this so-called external world and they made decisions that disobey the law and they end up in jail. And the way they've been prosecuted and do you really get a second chance and et cetera, et cetera. We have a lot of hurt in this world. We have a lot of pain in this world. We have a lot of sorrow in this world. The only language that can cure that is mathematics. Whatever you want to do in life, if you seek the freedom and the justice and equality, it can be maintained. Nothing has to fall apart. But if you pay attention to what really causes the problem, It's because we don't understand the purity of the heart. We don't own nobody. Nobody belongs to you in a sense of property. You understand? There is no such thing, let me say this. If you have to go to a courthouse or you have a wedding, there is no religion in any of the so-called holy books that has a prescribed way on how you get married. You know why? Because you cannot define love. It's unconditional. The only two people that are going to know that they are married are the two people that are actually married. And when you see a true couple that is truly married, you will not only see them, but you can feel them when they walk in the room. You can feel that unity, that charisma, and their love will fill up the room. Now, how often have you experienced that? When you've seen a couple and they just radiate towards you. How often? You see, it's one thing about love, it is powerful. It is the force. So we have a lot of relationships. We have a whole lot of great relationships that could be going on. But don't tell me you're truly married. Because a lot of us we try to make love what we want love to be. This is the way I want to be treated. This is what I want out of life. Do we really have such and such in common, et cetera, et cetera? You bring in a world in love that this world has nothing to do with it. Love don't have nothing to do with money. Love don't have much to do with this world at all. You have to pay rent, mortgage. You have to buy food. You don't have the freedom just to plant it. Just to get the seeds. The earth is yours. The one had created the earth for us, and somebody is telling you that you need money for your divine rights. Why? Because somebody has told you you're afraid of one another. You need to be protected from them over there. Why? Isn't the one in them? Somebody's lied to you. Why? Because they live on another landmass, but aren't you all on Earth? Aren't you all on the planet Earth? So what are you talking about? Remember I was talking about the states of consciousness? You're a universal being. This body is earthbound. But the frequency, you think your frequency can't go beyond Earth's gravity? Once again, thought travels at a rate of 24 billion miles per second. There is nothing that can contain an original thought. You have to put it into frequency, or your brain is just gonna fry your brain. When you start getting to the three patterns of life, you will find you won't be able to stay awake too often. You will be having some good sleeps because you're getting into different states of consciousness. And remember, when you dream, ask yourself this one question. When you are dreaming, and most of you have experienced dreams, do you see yourself? But you know you. There's no mirror in a dream, so you can't see yourself. And think about it in nature. If you're not in front of water, when do you see yourself? So what is it that the one really wants you to see what you truly are? Your life. In truth, you're not an American. You're only an American so-called legally. You're only a citizen legally. What does legal got to do with the one? Who are you serving? Are you serving a country or are you serving the one? Who dominates your life more? Your legal life or the one? Ask everybody all over the world. Ask your brothers and sisters in other points of the world. Ask them, who are they serving? Are they serving their country or are they serving the one? Now, what did my favorite cat say? Jesus said, you can't serve two masters. Why? Because there's only one. So while you go through the spring equinox, the significance about the equinox is about equality. Like I like to say, no shadow. 12-hour days during the time of spring. The 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, you're going to have them 12-hour days. The northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, equality. What is your best reflection? I'm a man, my best reflection is a woman. Vice versa. When I want to see myself, I have to look at my zero. When she wants to look at herself, she has to look at her one. And the union is 10 base. We're universal beings. We are created by the one. There is no other one. There is only one to submit to. If you want to get away from money, submit to the one and just say no. If humanity was just to step back and say, hey, today we are going to serve the one throughout the entire planet. We're not going to work. What you going to do? You're going to have to kill us all because we're standing together as one. There's a war going on now because we have to kill each other because we don't love each other. It's simple as that. Just ask yourself, why don't you love your fellow man? And who taught you to hate them? It wasn't the one. It wasn't the one. It wasn't the math. I guarantee you that. It's nowhere in mathematics. That's equality. It wasn't the math that taught you that. So you never get that from me because all I'm going to do is talk about the math. I'm not going to debate anybody in any form of religion. I'll bring you mathematics. You tell me a number that isn't equal. You an equation. You tell me a number. You tell me a situation that a number is in that we can't fix. We can't put it on the right path. We know the three patterns of life. We can tell somebody exactly where they are, continue the journey. There is truth ahead of you. The math is all around you. Wake up to your original language. It ain't nothing legal about you. You divine. You are a divine being. You are throughout the universe. What are you afraid of? Just say be. Put the love back in your heart. Find that one. The spring equinox is upon us. The one is alive and well. Where do you want to be? What do you want to become? You are a divine being. You are from the one. And on that note, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. Thank you for listening.